All right then. So now in this case, let's go ahead and start writing this. This is the place where we are having this section. Let me increase the padding for this. Padding is going to be 6, and from the medium devices onwards, padding it's going to be 12. So save this. So nothing will change, but inside here, all we have to do is to just type exactly as it is. So I'm just going to say h2. Let's say stay informed with the latest. So this is going to be the span tag, latest updates, and this is also going to be another span tag, which is going to be and blog highlights, something like that. Highlight. So say this changes. Let's see how does it look. Okay, that's how it looks. So for this, I'm going to increase the padding a little bit. Margin top, which is going to be 12 or something. Okay, so that should be padding top. Still, let's keep it as 16 then. Padding top, let's keep it as 20. Inspect the elements. Why is it not increasing? I think because of this. Yep, because of that only it's overwriting the property. Then px it's going to be 4, but on the medium devices px it's going to be 8. Perfect. And of course it should use the container. All right, that's pretty much enough, I think so. Okay, and this needs to be grid column 1, medium devices onwards grid column 2, gap needs to be 4. Perfect. And for this class name, text is equals to 6xl. All right, 6xl, that's pretty much enough. And for this padding, let's adjust the padding, which is py, which is going to be 12. Let's wrap this with the division then. For this division, let's say py, which is going to be 12, and inside here let's put that one. Okay, now that's pretty much enough. And this is going to be font semi bold. All right, I think semi bold is not needed. Text needs to be gray 50 or 100. That's still bright. 200, that's perfect. And for this span tag, class name, font semi bold. All right, and for this span tag, class name, font serif, and font italic. That's how it looks. And the line height for this paragraph, let's increase tracking wider. Okay, and then line Okay, I think that's pretty much enough. I think so. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. And then next, what we need to do right after this, I need to have a paragraph tag. I'm gonna bring a paragraph tag, something like this. Okay. And for this, I'm just going to say flex item send item start, justify everything needs to be on the start, and flex everything needs to be column, and gap, of course, it's going to be 12. All right. Then we need to bring a button, which is going to be a button. And inside, I need to bring the download icon. Download. Let's choose this one. Click it. Download. All right. So for this class name, flex item center, justify center, gap needs to be 2, and px it's going to be 4, py it's going to be 2, pg it's going to be gray 200, and then rounded full. Okay, hover, whenever I'm hovering it, it's need to change the color to 100, just like that. That's pretty good. Download jblocks, something like this. Okay, let's keep this on a span tag, and let's say class name text red 900, something like that. Then I'm gonna cut this out and put it inside a division and create one more button, try demo, and we're gonna bring this flex item center, justify center, gap it's going to be 4, just like that. And for this class name text gray 300, and whenever I'm hovering it, text gray needs to be 100. Just okay, that's pretty good. Then next, what we need to do right after this section over here, I'm gonna create myself a div class name, margin top, of course it's going to be 12. Then here which is going to be these check marks. Let's bring those check marks, circle check icon, div icon, and a paragraph. Eliminate repetitive tasks with Joomla. Then I'm gonna copy this div, productive and enthusiastic team member, productive and team member. Then for this, streamline lead tracking, save it, and now let's go ahead and check this out. That's pretty awkward, so let's change all those things. Class name flex item center, justify everything center, gap needs to be 4. It's better to keep everything on the starting point than start. That's good. And inside this text gray color needs to be 400. Oops, 400, that's quite awkward. 200 then. And for that, Margin top, it's not necessary that much, but we need at least this much. And now I don't need this height, screen height. That's not necessary. I can remove that. And if you check it out over here, we have this blur area. So in order to do that, section, this is the place where the division is been ending. So here div class name, width, of course it's going to be full. Height, I'm gonna fix it as HBH, it's going to be white. Oops, it's coming there. Okay, this should take the column span of 2 completely, so it will be at the bottom. All right, so we need to remove the padding then. PX paddings, we need to remove that. We need to add those padding for this specific divisions. That is this. Okay. Why it's starting over there? BG gradient to right, from BG white 60% to white 40%, just like that. I think it should be 80, 100. Okay, then we need to make this backdrop blur medium and minus top. Blur effect, it's not working. It should happen. It's quite confusing why it is happening like that. This is the division and this is that layer. Backdrop is not working. Let's delete that and let's create, this is going to be the backdrop layer. Okay, it's there. So for that, I'm just going to say column span of 2. So it should be at the end. That's perfect. Width, of course, it should be full. Padding, of course, it's going to be 4 or 8. Okay, then backdrop blur medium, BG white of 20%. Otherwise, let's try BG gradient to bottom, from black to black. From black needs to be 20 percentage, to black it's going to be to white. So that needs to be 10 percentage, or it needs to be orange. $500, 10 percentage of it. But it's coming like a white layer. I don't know why it's coming like that. Blur to Excel. Okay, now we can see that effect clearly. Needs to be blurred. Let's remove the padding now. Height 40. Okay, so I think still we're having some heights. That's because of this. Where is this is coming from? This section. This is that section. Okay. Division and this division. This is the division. But why we are getting that? Still I removed the padding and everything. But somewhere we are getting that padding inside over here. 50 percentage of that color into white. Margin top, it's going to be 4. Nope, not because of that. Blur effect, it's okay, but somehow we are getting this. Not sure why we are getting that. Let's remove this then. Maybe because of that. BG white. 10, 20, 40, then 50, 60. That's too much. 50. That's too much. 20 then. We can't see anything. 30. 40. I think we need to use the same color pattern, then we need to apply the blur effect. Let's try that. To right here. Let's use the same color from there to there. Nothing is working. Somewhere we are making some mistakes. We need to figure out where it is happening. All right, so I deleted that one because it is not coming quite as we expected. Maybe we need to adjust this. So let's change this to bottom right. So now we can see it changed the color from top to bottom. So it needs to travel via yellow color and it needs to reach the white at the end, something like this, right? This is how it's merging properly. But the colors over here, it's not blending in, right? So you can see it's not blending in. So what we have to do is, so basically we have to change, we need to write the custom styles for that. So here I'm just going to say dot home gradient. Let me create myself a custom gradient color and let's write the multiple way of gradient. Okay, so this is the one, the gradient color. This is from to the bottom and this is for to right side. Let's see how does it affects, and later we can play around with these colors and everything. And let me get back over here, and here I'm just going to delete this and I'm just going to use this home gradient style. I'm gonna copy this, then I'm gonna paste it. If I remove it, okay, that is the color is working as we expected. Okay, this color, this is for to bottom, right? This is from top to bottom. Let's choose somewhere this color. We can keep on add, we can keep on add those colors, different ranges. Just we have to play around those options. And this is pretty much still looking the same. Let's undo the changes. Okay, so I think this is perfectly fine for, because instead of maybe what we can do is we can increase this one more time. Yeah, I think this is more than enough. So we can make some changes over here. Instead of this, we can change this color into a little bit darker color, so we can see it pretty much clearly. And instead of this, oops, instead of this, we can change this into 900 so we can see it very clearly. Perfectly fine. And let's do the same thing for this also. All right, now I think this is pretty much enough. Okay, so on the right hand side we have to display the this sections, this buttons and this image sections and everything. So now let's go ahead and do that now.